Hello. Well, if you watched my last video, you would have saw I had a disastrous day. So I've come back down to my favourite spot. A couple of you blokes will know where I am. It's Heart Attack Creek. Really, really flowing. No one would have seen it like this before. I don't think I've ever done a video on this spot, I'm not sure. We did a fair bit of work just in here in summer. And we had a little bit of a go here and here. We've got a few little nice bits of gold out of here. This is where all the, you can see the quartz running through the bedrock. It's everywhere through here, it's pretty crazy. So with this extra water, I should be able to run that sluice. You can see, here's me setup. That wouldn't weigh 5 kilos. I got, what, 5 buckets, my big sluice on an Alice pack, my pan and bag and a shovel, and my yabby pumps in there as well. You can run a fair bit of material with that, if the water flows right. So it's good to, this is a big climb down into here. So, this, there's a hole right here. We can never reach the bottom. We were, in the summer, we were right up to here. You know what's in this hole and still going down. Like, you know, you wouldn't think it was that deep with all this. This is where the bedrock shears off into 2 separate sections. So we'll have a good dig and see if we can get some pickers. It might be hard because a lot of this will be washed. It's washed back into the hole. I haven't been to this hole for, I'm guessing 4 or 5 months, maybe more. 6, 7, I'm not sure. So, I only got a few hours to have a go and see if I can redeem myself after the disaster of the other day. Alright, just running some of the material through the McKirk. I've got it set pretty flat because there's quite pretty chunky gold in here, so. You can see how quick you can run it. I mean, I've shown you this before, but I love it. So, what I've got is, you can see, I'm sitting on this bedrock here. This actually runs straight down. You can see, straight down there on that, you know, on that axis there. There's a bit of a pit right at the bottom of it. It's deep. I'll show you how deep it is. Got a hole in my waders. So I'm getting nice and deep. There's actually a bit of bedrock running this way, and this way, and this way. So it's like a bit of a bowl right here. So not a good time to have a hole in your waders. The problem is, even in summer, this spot is still a pool of water. I mean, it's a little bit lower than this, but not much, because that's this bit of bedrock here. That's the lowest part. So even in summer, it fills up. Alright, you can see. I'm trying to clean off because there's lots of cracks on this wall, you know. So I'm trying to clean them out with the yabby pump as I go down. So any gold that's coming through here and dropping out there, it's going to make its way down that bedrock face. You can see the strings. And this is, you know, a good part of the creek where it'll all be sitting here. And the same thing with this bowl effect, the gold's going to have trouble getting out over here, even in a big flood. It's going to be collecting in here. I found some pretty chunky gold in here, so I'm pretty sure it was shedding out of these bits. You know, I showed you before. Didn't look like it had travelled far at all. So it's freezing again, keeps raining, oh no, we've got a bit of blue sky happening. It's going to be a hard walk back up to the car again, in wet clothes. You can see this is so deep it's hard to get out of. There's all those stringers, they're everywhere through here. So, keep running, hopefully we got some gold today. I ran just over a bucket and I could see, when I pulled this out, I did it sitting down, I nearly bloody dropped it in the creek. But look at this. Oh shit! I dropped it. It's gotta be, woo! That'll bloody teach me for trying to be a show off. Look at that one, it's a beauty. Because I'm getting right down the bottom now, should be, oh, here's another piece. Oh. Who knows what else is in here. You can see it's only heavies that get left in these sluices. Can't see anything down the bottom, which is good. You get a stack of mica in here. Pyrite, mica, I never know the difference. That might be the biggest one. Oh, there's another bit just in there. Where'd he go? Can't get it out. Yeah, I'll show you in the pan. So, that one, look at the detail in that. That's a beautiful picker. I'll be happy just with that. Alright, I'm going to put that to the side. I don't want to pan it back out. I know I should double pan, but I only bought one pan. Alright, so I'll get this in the bucket, clean it up, and I'll show you. Alright, I've got the gold out of the pan, and I'll just, you can see, look at the amount of mica up the top there. This joint's full of it. If you break out some of the bedrock, especially this stuff with the quartz in it, just the it's got stacks of it in there. Look at nice little cubes, tons and tons. It's almost always in cubes, but every now and then I saw a big piece. Oh, there we go. Same again. Most of it's silver, well, silver in colour, but every now and then, I'll see if I can find one. You can't, oh, that one's sort of. They have a gold tinge to them, but you can tell by the way it moves in the pan. You can see it's chock-a-block. No, there's no gold in there, so it doesn't matter. So, get me. There was actually those two specks in here from yesterday, so not that they're really adding to the total. In that last video that you would have saw, it's pretty good. My butterfingers lately, so I don't want to drop it. Alright. Joint just got the chunkiest gold of anywhere I ever go. That one, and that one's a good one. It's actually got a bit of depth in it. Again, lots of detail on it. I mean, look at that. Gold doesn't stay like that if it's getting smashed around. I'd be happy just with that bit today. So anything else I get as bonus. I think I've only run, I'd say just over a full bucket. And those two, all that walking yesterday, not yesterday, the day before. Bloody hell, there's tons of gold, I didn't really realise. As I was panning it out. And if you're on Golden Gems Australia, that's just goldengemsaustralia.com if you want to go and have a look. You'll have to join up to get in there. The actual picture up the top is this pan, what I got out of there at this little hole here over a weekend. So with M&M Mining, they were down here. My friends from Germany. And they got a nugget down there, and everything in that pan is what I got out of there on a Friday, Saturday and a little bit of Sunday. So I don't know why I've never bothered coming back to clean it out properly. I've been back here a few times, but because it's so deep, like I've been here probably an hour and a half or something, and I've only got one bucket out of here. But, so I'll keep going. I might run another bucket. It's starting to get cold. And poor old waders, I patched them up. You can see there the patch is leaking. So my boot's full again. So a bit of redemption from me rubbish effort the other day. And we'll keep going. And like I said, where that bedrock is heading down, there's a nice little hole, like a bowl, that I'm getting stuff out of. Like that last bit I just ran with the yubby pump. But you can see it's, try not to fall in. This is just a slide now. That's the bottom of that hole there. It's a long way down. So I'll probably run another bucket. I'll come back to you and then I'll go home. I said I was following that bedrock down. I thought there was a crack in it. I said I was sucker pumping it out. All of this is about 5 massive rocks. The problem is this water must be only 5 degrees. Whoa. You see, this big one here I've just pulled out. This is why you got to check the bottom of your rocks. I don't know if there's any gold in there, but look at all that mud. Stuck up. Oh, really stuck up. Let's have a look, eh? Oh. Mud in that. Nothing. No. Still worth running that through your sluice just in case. I've got this big sucker out, there's another 2 either side of it. Probably just trying to keep your hands in that water for long enough. Should get some big gloves. But I love it when you pull these big suckers out, there's usually some decent gold hiding in underneath it. Alright, back to it. Alright, I just thought, someone asked me on the forum the other day what the blue dikes were. So, I'll just show you, I'm right into one here. Oh, at the bottom of this hole. See all this quartz that's breaking down. Yeah. You can see all that blue rock that it's in. That's different to the actual bedrock. It's more a sandstone type rock. But you can see it really is super blue. Whenever you're into that stuff, because often you can see how much that's broken down. It turns into a like a bright blue clay. You can get real good gold out of that blue clay if you got the patience to run it. There's a bit right on it there. So anytime you're into that stuff, and the more brittle, the better. Like if it's really breaking down, I had a good bit before, but I threw it away. Then you stick with that spot and get all of that out. Because even as it breaks down, say if that's down there on, in the rock as it breaks down, it's going to be catching gold in between it as well. So for this area, I don't know whether it's true, you know, across all gold areas, but we really do look for that blue rock. And there's I've shown you in videos before, it's the same stuff, we get the red and the yellow too. Sometimes I don't think I've ever found any quartz in the yellow, but definitely found it in the red. So, me hole's ridiculously deep. I pulled out another, you can see the size of that rock there. Another monster rock. I actually should be heading out that way a bit, but I'm coming back this way and cutting out where I put my buckets. So, we'll keep going, I'll show you this last bucket before we go home. I just managed to break this chunk off, so this is a perfect example of what I was talking about. See, these perfect little gold traps. Oh! So there's this breaking down. So it might not necessarily be shedding gold, but let's get in here. It's sure pretty good at catching it, so I'll just snap that bit out. Get my screwdriver out. I'll have to grab my screwdriver and do it. Perfect little crevice. I mean, this was actually part of the rock that I snapped off. You can see where it snapped off just down there. Ugh, bloody heavy. See all the way in. I'll keep going. There's some of that red stuff with the quartz running through it. That's a big chunk. That's why this is my favourite creek. I mean, you can see everything you need to know from a prospecting, perspective. It's all here. You've got your dikes, you've got quartz breaking down into the creek. A lot of places you don't know where the gold comes from. You know it comes out of the hills, but you can't actually see it in action. It's here. Look at these, you can see it happening. But I'm not sure if it's ever got a bottom. I might have to. I don't even know what you do here. I mean, for a lot of you people who watch these videos are from overseas and we can't dredge in Australia. This would be an ideal spot. So, people do it illegally, but I enjoy nature too much to be staring over my shoulder all the time. We've got not a problem with dredges around this area, but there's a fair few blokes that get out and do it. And I guess in the summer, a spot like this, you could see why they do. The fines are ridiculous, and you'd be hard pressed to get one down here anyway. So for poor old Balxie, it'll just stay as hard work. I'm not sure I'll be able to go much deeper. Got my last bucket to run. That'll be the third, maybe fourth, I can't remember. Let's see how deep I am. Almost up, if I stand on the lowest bit, I'm almost up to hip height. Gotta be crazy to pick this as a hobby. Really? But as many of you meet other prospectors, you know that 90% of us are crazy. I've got a chill on now, that's the problem. Pulling rocks out and I've got all my t-shirt wet. But let's be honest, look around, you're never going to be more alive than you are looking for gold in a creek. Even if you're almost dead. My heart's going to stop soon if I don't hurry up. The walk back up will keep me going. Really got to fix the hole in my waders. Oh. See there? What an idiot. Oh, look at that, how much water's in my waders. It's not too bad once the water gets warm. So I'll run that bucket. The problem I'm having now is that the dirt from the sides has fallen in. So the gold's running out a little bit, but once I get rid of that, make the hole bigger and then get further and further down. Oh, I can't feel my toes, I better hurry up. Alright, I'll show you that last pan and then I'll go home. Alright, those last 2 buckets were alright, they weren't great, but there's some pretty good gold in there. But really, you see those pickers. The way you got to approach it is a lot of these, I mean, it depends what your creek's like, but if it's a really rocky creek, this must be, I'd have to have worked this 10 or 15 times all up, and I'm still nowhere near the bottom. Yeah, because really, realistically, what are you going to work at 3-4 hours every time you come down? You know, maybe 6 buckets, 8 buckets. Because there's so much rock, you're not really running that much gravel, you know. So you got to look at them as project holes. You can't just be thinking, oh, I'm going to come down and get all the gold the first day. You know, it could be months. You could run. Oh, I've been coming to this creek for, must be probably 3 years, on and off. I should come here all the time, really, because every time I come here, the gold's so much better than everywhere else. But I like, you know, because we're not talking grams and grams and grams or ounces, it's nice to have an explore. Have a look around different spots. But probably half of all the gold I've ever got has come out of this section of the creek. And that includes anywhere I go, even up to El Dorado, everything. Like a bit like that. If you break that down into specks, you know, that's a good day's pan. And that's probably 0.3, if I was to guess. There's actually, it's not, you can see it's got a little bit of depth in it. And these little ones, I don't think that'd be 0.1 for that one, you know. I've done 3 hours I think here today, so I'm pretty happy with that. You know, that's some nice gold. Chunky stuff weighs so much different. Like, you're always shocked when you weigh, oh, whoa, I've got a lot more than I thought. But, let's be honest, you're going to make more working at Macca's, probably twice as much. Trust me, I've worked at Macca's. But, you don't get to spend an afternoon in a place like this, sitting on top of a waterfall, do you? With frostbitten feet. So, bit of redemption after, if you watched my last video, which was, I suppose, funny to look back on, crashing through the bush for 2 specks of gold. Well, I might come down here again, have another go, see if we can't get some more. Who knows how many more days you can spend here. So now the big soggy walk back up. So till next time, see you later.